see.
Doja as well, they spotted both players, but they don't have the utility to molly these CTs out. Shots will do it though. DD takes 2 kills. He's trading in through the smoke, and these kills are going everywhere, but all in the favor of Gambit. 1 player left up, and that's been Tep, but in a 1-on-3, you can't count him out just yet. The bomb needs to be picked up, but it's on top of the site. I don't think he's realised he's taking it now. All the CTs get in position for the retake. C's can't stop it. So Bentep, bomb in his hands, and default plant can come through. Gambit going to try and contest, and the Molotov in. Bentep, he looks for another one, going out wide. He's flashing, spots a second player as well, and the third. Knows where everyone is, and he tries to turn it into a 1-on-1. Mo over faces, but he still gets the kill. So Gambit, another round on the board. The reset won't come through for Tyloo.
Double Orb's going to be carried forward. Gambit, we've seen them have a bit of a resurgence here in these last few rounds. Money is tight for Tyloo, and you imagine it's just going to be a partial buy down of $2,000. Don't want to try and risk throwing away this lead any more than they have to, so perhaps a faster play as a Molotov's brought up for somebody. Imagine if you see a flash maybe come out. There it is for DD. This, to me, I was going to say screams a beeper, but perhaps they know that the aggression's been coming in towards main. You might use the molly to dissuade that aggression on through, then set up to try and shut down these players. And everyone now buying up that much more utility. They're going to try and counter flash the C's running in. There's 2 players blind. Mo does get 1. They line up for a Dren. He's still alive, and this round is just a slaughter, Hugo. It's all on DD. 1 versus 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how Tyloo hoped that would go. He does grab himself with gun, damage on the exit, peeking back in, and Mo will drop him. But yeah, Tyloo looking like they wanted to go for maybe the old standard nip molly attempt on Cash. You know, get a molly towards that default, get one towards the backside. Just try and force Gambit out into the open where these pistols can do damage close range. Won't come through though. Again, every single round Gambit have been rampant over this A bomb site and taking this main control. C's has been doing such a good job at that as well. So it's started to work out for Gambit. Things pull back after a good lead from Tyloo. 4-6. AK is up in the hands of the T side. Double up still in play for Gambit, but Tyloo, will they be able to counter it just yet? We don't have the main push just yet for Gambit. It's just C's playing close, and he's actually alone on the A bomb site. Look at the setup Gambit have in mid. This is the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, I like the change in pace from Gambit. Sending players over in towards mid to try and seize control. C's meanwhile alone on A, although this is really not the round you want it to happen in, with 4 players stacked up over in main, and then somebody in Squeaky. The A player's about to come in, and it all falls to C's to keep it at bay.
Doja's rotating round 2. Gambit, they'll have a 2-man defense, but they're going to need a hell of a lot more. Adrian can rotate aggressively through the T-spawn if he pushes up through mid, and I'm sure he will. C's close to the door. There's the first kill. Can he line up more? Yes, he can. Sees 2 frags, runs out of ammo. So Trey comes through, but Doja's still on the site. Flash over the top is perfect, and Doja, he's just mopping up kills. 2 frags. Mo follows up as well, and Gambit, what a hold on the bomb site. They don't even allow Tyloo to get close to the plant spot.
That was great. Doja just giving me deja vu as he just runs in, takes up the position that C's was in, gets himself a double spray down as well. And there's the timeout called in for Tyloo. And I think justifiably so. They've lost the last 5 rounds consecutively. Yeah. Now they're out of money. They're going to have to partial buy down once again, which is not where you want to be. I mean, now is not the time to start crumbling under the pressure. And this is, I think, going to cause some real problems for Execute, of course, being the latest addition to this team, being the IGL, having that kind of heavy weight on him. And we've seen, you know, if they start to fall behind, he's kind of the man who suffers most. And I think, you know, this map, he has looked good. He was pivotal to them winning out Overpass. We need to see him keep that good form. So attack pause for them to try and reconvene, make sure everyone's on the same page here. As they partial buy down. Like I said, it might just be a fast play towards B. They've got 3 smokes rather. One for Heaven, one for CT, and now they're lining up outside this B-bomb site.
Yeah, with so much utility, you think this wouldn't be too fast of an approach. They want to set up smokes, but Hobbit's already going to deny that first entry. Molotov for the back box can come through for Tyloo. It's still in the hands of Mo, but they're not going to be able to stop it. Already, mowing down is going to be Gambit. The Molotov in a little too late, and Hobbit will be able to smoke it out to stay alive as well. Teammate trying to come in for support here. May stop DD from rushing through, but Doja certainly will. Gambit another round on the board, Harry, and this has been 6 in a row for this CT side. Back and forth have been the other games, Harry, but this time it's just streaks of rounds. 6 for Tyloo, 6 for Gambit. Will this continue, or will Tyloo get back in the lead?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now, you know, you gotta be sitting in the Gambit camp. They've looked fantastic. Tyloo, they are struggling. There is no doubt about it. Going to be AKs across the board, with the exception of inscreva, as you would expect. He's got himself the AWP in hand early on. Take it over towards main. Holds passive. He knows that Gambit have been keen on their aggression. But as we saw a couple of rounds ago, now they've switched things up, and instead it's been a focus on mid. And actually, see, he's kind of testing the waters with this. Now, this is risky. He's here alone. If he goes down, that A bomb site is cracked wide open. And he crab walks out into the crosshair of inscreva. That's a tongue twister. But it seems he's going to end up tongue-tied as he goes down. Left scratching his head. Gambit, they've relinquished the man advantage over to Tyloo.
And look at the reaction from Gambit. They're running a passive A setup. They have Doja up on the CT spawn, but as a result, they push Hobbit up to try and get information, try and get a pick, maybe put this back into a 4-on-4, but Adren throws a nade in mid, the click is heard, and DD was shooting through the smoke. Yes, Hobbit's still aggressive up on B, but Tyloo have 2 picks in their favour. Going to walk up towards the A site, it seems, and coming in through middle at the same time. This could be the perfect split from them. Doja, the only man to really stop this, the only man to have a save for Gambit, and he will. First frag coming through, Doja doubles down, and he's holding off mid from Tyloo. They will still try and hit this A bomb site, but Mo and Doja are the 2 players left to stop. A long rotation here for Hobbit as he gets aggressive on the flank. Mo with the AWP does hit the shot, and somehow Tyloo are crumbling under pressure, much like my voice. There's 2 players left up here for the Chinese side. No time left. Hobbit on the flank drops the bomb, and that will be the round pretty much over, Harry. I don't think there's any way they can get back in. What a reaction from Gambit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened or what they changed, but something's just clicked for them in these last few rounds. I think it was when they started taking the aggression in towards main that the difference is really made. And then we kind of see the confidence improve. Everyone's now stepping up. Seas was the first man to start to find his footing for Gambit, and now it feels like it's falling into place for Doja and Mo as well. And I think, you know, Mo being confident could really be the thing that drives this home for Gambit. He, you know, was the best player for them on Inferno, had a very, very weak performance on Overpass, but now he seems like he's finding his footing once again. And now for Tyloo, they've invested everything into this round. If they lose this, they're resetting the last half. And that would be devastating, especially now after they fought so hard to pull it back. It was looking good for them early on. They were feeling confident in this map, and now the tables have turned. Gambit, 7 rounds in a row to take the lead, and now the pressure's on for Tyloo.
Yeah, I have a lot of it. Even if they only got 6 rounds on the T side, it's not exactly bad, but you'd especially want more considering this map has become more and more T-sided as times go on. Gambit, nothing aggressive here in this round, aside from Adren pushed up in mid and a bit of a bait play from Mo as well. Early damage done to Adren in through the wall, and it is responded by an 8, but Tech gets out of there with 40 HP. Stuck to the top of middle, but Adren's ready this time, shuts down 1, no response from Tyloo just yet. Adren repositions just to make sure they don't check his spot towards a close left, but DD being able to flush him out. No Molotov to do so, and Mo actually does save Adren's life again. So another shot with the AWP. They bypass Adren. He's going to hear the drop round, but they check it. Somebody gets the kill, and Tyloo back in control, at least of middle.
Doja's taking up position in Z. Going to go ahead and leave it. The bomb heads over here towards this B bomb site where inscreva has just fallen. Hobbit. He's going to drop out somebody. He's been on form. It all falls to Buntet. 15 seconds and a dream. And the dream killer has arrived. It's Mo to shut him down. Gambit now 8-6 up. The reset comes in for Tyloo. They can scrape a buy together, but it's really not going to be good. You won't see head armor on the majority of the players if they go for the AKs, and even then they won't have much utility around it. That's going to make these M4s that much more lethal because, you know, it is, for the most part, M4s up on Gambit right now. UMP out for extra. He's going to take the hit along with Buntet, so they can field the extra utility. And this is not looking good. It might just have to be a fast play, and that looks to to be the case. They're going to head over here towards B early on. It didn't work out for them when they did it on the Force. Will they have more success now with this buy?
Oh, Hobbit's posted. He moves off the angle, though. It's exactly when Tyloo began to push. Already damage done to Mo, though, so it's not a free take by any means, and they need to check this corner. Doja lets him pass. How many does he let pass? DD turns back and Doja gets one, but Mo with a trade instantaneously. Hobbit's going to need to step up as well, but he's been smoked off. Maybe opting to go for this retake here. Doesn't want to get aggressive and see other Mo jumping through the heaven and do a bit of damage, but not enough. Still these T's in the sight, and Mo's finally going to stop them. He finds one from heaven. Nade comes in as well. May dunk them perfectly. It does. Look at the damage done. Tyloo, low HP on 2 players here. Bomb may come down, but the Molotov will stop them in their tracks. And Bintet burning has to move forward as well. Almost exposed. Gambit coming in for the retake now with a man advantage.
The nades have done so much damage for Gambit. It all falls to Buntet. And somebody, Buntet has the AWP. Spots the barrel up in heaven. Does tag Mo down low. Peeks into CT. Adrent hit the deck. Mo's in with a second. Misses it on the second time around. But somebody finishes things off, and that'll be Tyloo picking up a 7th right at the very end. This first half gets split directly down the middle.
Much like Inferno as well, we had the same story. Tyloo with 7 rounds on their T side. Fantastic effort coming into the latter portion of the half for Gambit, though. It was obviously Tyloo to start things off with a good 6-round lead, only for Gambit to pull it all the way back with 8 themselves. We're now going to be going for a short break, and we'll be back with the second half to see who will stay in IEM Katowice and who will be going home.
It all comes down to this. At the end of the first half, we are split right down the middle. Gambit, it was looking fairly bad for them in the beginning. I think we saw 6 rounds in a row go the way of Tyloo before Gambit then proceed to win 8 consecutively. Another question is, can you put your money where your mouth is? Do you have the cash money to make this a reality? I almost went into a rap song there, but that's not for the stream. Hugo, of course, you're with me. You've been here throughout the whole thing. You know, where do you see this one lying?
I don't know. Gambit looking confident, moving to T side as well is going to give a bit of a chance for them to control their pace. But again, we said the same thing with Overpass, and look what happened. Look what happened there. Tyloo managed to take that away from Gambit with a pretty shocking T side as well from this Kazakhstan team. Let's hope they can step things up moving forward, because Tyloo now CT side, and they are setting up heavy towards B on this pistol round. One player playing retake on A. That's Exacurate with the kit. And another one up in the sandbags as well. So Gambit hitting heavy mid. This is going to be a good counter to what they have. But actually, with the bomb working its way up towards B, they're about to walk into this stack from Tyloo. Somebody has already executed the first player coming in. And Tyloo are poised perfectly for this. Mo trades onto somebody, back into a 4-4, but DD misses his shot. Needs to be made up by Bentet, who only gets 1. And Tyloo, no frags coming through. Only one player left up. Exacurate doesn't have armor to play with, and Gambit going to run over the bomb site. 9 rounds up for the T side.
The pressure is really on now, Hugo. Pistol round goes the way of Gambit. They look to try and take an 11-7 scoreline before Tyloo can field themselves a full buy. They will be forcing up here, as we've come to expect. Mac 10 out for Adren as he looks to try and make some money. Those are just on the CZ. Interesting choice. They have 2 smokes, 1 flashbang. 1 smoke down already over in middle. Bentet's there as well. He's got the other smoke. So heavy mid presence here from Tyloo, all things considered. Mo's been spotted out and actually he's already tagged down within inches of his life. And there's the nade to finish him. This could just be the A play here from Gambit. They've taken 1 man and he's the only man there.
Defense up for Tyloo again. It's almost like a retake setup like that pistol round, but this time not out of choice. They don't have the kit to go for it. At least attempt this try onto the A-bomb site, but pushing around the corner, they catch Doja at position. Big kill there for Tyloo. How much more can they get done? Hobbit's already found a trade, but it's traded back in the hands of Tyloo. 3v3. They can jump right on the bomb, but the issue is it's planted open. Sees can do the damage, and Mo certainly will. There's one for him, looking for a second, he finds it. Tyloo left with 1 man up, and he won't get anything done. Gambit, 10 rounds. As they take that Antico pretty convincingly as well. It's going to be the same story here. Tyloo, no money, no investment. Exacurate saving cash for the AWP.
Yeah, 10-7. And now a chance for these Mac 10s to do some serious damage for Gambit. They're looking to try and be merciless here. Of course, the winner will stick around that little bit longer here at IEM. The loser, they are gone. The pressure is well and truly on. It's a stack over here at B. And, well, he's going to get the first, but now he'll be sent back. This gets a bit worrying. It's a bit of a nightmare, but target-rich environment, just somebody left. He goes down. 3 players survive for Gambit. I think they were hoping for a much cleaner round, but still. 11-7 now, and the buy comes in for Tyloo.
Yeah, 3 alive both rounds in a row. I mean, it's the bare minimum for Gambit to be pretty happy with. So, you know, they're still keeping their money at the very least, but not as clean cut as they would have liked. Gives Tyloo the opportunity to find this early round and maybe hurt Gambit's economy more than they would have hoped. As you can see, Mo and Hobbit have no cash left after the buy. But with players on 6k, Doja and C certainly able to drop guns over. Won't be an issue for the time being. 11-7 up though. Tyloo. 2 players towards A, pretty heavy mid-control, and already Exacurate finding 1. Drop that boost onto Mo, so man advantage is taken from Tyloo, certainly what they need to come into this first buy round of the second half. It's going to be a B play for Gambit though, nothing too special, just walking into the site. Molotov to go over for Hobbit, but no one coming in through the vent, so this split from Gambit is non-existent. They're going to have to get this opening kill onto DD or Exacurate.
Yeah, missed shot from Exacurate. That could have been a furthering to their man advantage. first smoke. That'll last the cross into checkers if they'd like. And now things start to heat up. Rectory just gets out of there in the nick of time. Taking the fights. This isn't really where you want to be with the AWP. C shows him why. Needy down in the pit. Missed shots. He only needs able to get himself one before Doja trades. Now somebody's here. Drent finds him. Bentek goes down. It's all on Captain Mo. 1v3 as he's down in CT.
Great reaction though from Gambit, able to pick this up off the back of, you know, being a man down into this round. Unless Captain Mo has a hero play, this is not going to be Tyloo's way, and no, it won't be. So 12 rounds up for the Gambit side. And coming back from a 4v5 again into that buy round is so important, because not only does it give them 12, but it should give them 13. Tyloo aren't going to have money moving forward, especially not after that kill. Hobbit takes down Captain Mo, so no saved weapon here. It will have to be pistols and armor. That's all Tyloo can afford. Buy can come through next round, but for now, Harry, 13-7 is pretty much guaranteed here for Gambit. They've been pretty solid on this T side to start things off on these anti-ecos. And this is the same kind of buy for Tyloo they've been showing. And, you know, now we're starting to reach a worrying stage where Tyloo, they could be knocked out of this tournament on day one.
Yeah, and well, Gambit definitely have the momentum behind them. There's no denying it. They go ahead and win. There's 7 rounds in a row on the CT side. Now, continuing this streak of rounds on their T side. Adren's already opened up. That was Captain Mo going down. Somebody just hiding behind the forklift. Adren pops in the second time around. Shuts him down. 2 frags found over here towards A. Rotation is coming in from DD. He's going to start to aggression to the site, but he's going to have to put up one hell of a fight, and he goes down. First hurdle, he falls. Now 2 versus 5 in the retake. You imagine the 2 players left might just like to try and save.
Yeah, I mean, Bentek stuck down here in the middle, I think that is, or is that down towards checkers, actually? Looks like on the map he's in middle. Yep, he is. Hiding behind the sandbag. So maybe we can get an exit frag here at the very most. But even so, Gambit, they can just hunt him down. The second he kills Hobbit, you know, he'll have a swarm of players all over him. Luckily enough, they're saving towards a T-spawn, though. Bentek grabs Hobbit, and they're too far away to stop him. So he will get that AK-47, can dive back into the middle to try and help out his teammate. Xaccurate. Caught here. Gambit don't want a single weapon to go forward into the next round. You can see how heavily they're chasing these kills. Bentek's close as well, but he should get away with the AK-47. However, that's a small consolation for Tyloo. 13-7 up for Gambit. Buy can come through for the CT. Even with this saved weapon, it's still not going to be the best of buys. They can get weapons, but really, how much is that going to help them? Gambit have been so strong so far in the second half. Yet to drop around with 5 in. AWP, in fact, a double for Tyloo. Somebody in Xaccurate pulling them out as you would expect. But Harry, we're back down to map 1 Xaccurate. He's got 9 kills right now. He performed so well on Overpass, and that was one of the reasons for their success alongside somebody, but this time he's quiet.
Well, 2 players for Tyloo inside of A. They're going to have to work it out for them as they're designing it. You got Doja over in Squeaky. Somebody watching an incredibly tight angle. There is a man over in main for him to find. 2 men, in fact. One being his orphan counterpart. Oh, but speaking of Mo, it's Captain Mo. But I drop out Doja early on. Man, if I was taking hit for Tyloo. Boosting Adren up now. Over in mid, Bentek does reside. He has Captain Mo doubling back to try and help him out. Now Adren currently peeking alone, going to try and just hold the rotations while the rest of Gambit progress into this B-bomb site. The timing is everything, and Captain Mo discovers him. Adren goes down. The remaining players for Gambit now forced to try and execute into B. It all comes down to this push.
Two players on the site though, and they're not going to go too aggressively. As I say that, DD drops into the pit for one. Double kill comes through. Mo trades, but everyone else wipes the slate clean. Tyloo, 8 rounds on the board. Very aggressive fighting there in the B-bomb site, but I guess they kind of had to. With the smokes coming down, they were caught in the back of the site. So for DD to take that kill and try and take those that double, at least dropping into the trench, certainly, well, certainly works for Tyloo. They pick up the round after all. 8 up for the CT side. They're going to need a hell of a lot more because, again, Harry, Gambit have the cash to play with. So if they pick this one up, it is, again, the reset straight onto the back of Tyloo's economy. And while they kept 4 alive in the previous round, it's still a big opportunity for Gambit to run away with the last half of this game. You haven't considered that to be a factor already with 13-8, but somebody's opened things up. That is going to be Doja dead as he gets aggressive up in the squeaky door. Tyloo sitting pretty with the first kill of the round.
And once again, it's Doja to be the first man to fall. Tyloo, that's starting to build up some more confidence here. They're starting to figure out this Gambit T side early on. 2 players really peeking up onto the boost. The Dren is there once again. Similar setup to the previous round, this time with Hobbit. Slowing some over A. Now he's going to double back, boost the Dren back up. There's going to be this B play once more. DD just going to wait. Smoke goes down. C's tries to peek on through. And they're going to go for this exact same play as we saw in the previous round. Will it have any more success this time around?
It's all down to Adrian, really, to try and create the distraction or at least come in for that late lurk. Because Gambit with 3 players outside of the B-bomb site. Tyloo have already pre-rotated 3 of their own. This is the perfect remedy to the setup from Gambit. What is that? DD just sits in the molly as it spreads. Hobbit gets a free frag for it. Gambit, no idea how they got that. They're going to follow up. Mo and Adrian both get a kill each as Adrian goes to that split. Coming back in through the vents, Gambit going to hit the site. So a 3-man setup for Tyloo has been limited to 1, but that may be enough. Buntet with damage, follows up with 2 kills, and C's going to finally trade back. Still doable though for Tyloo. However, that bomb going down, it's a closed off plant, so Mo can't really hold it off. Luckily enough, there's only 1 man up for Tyloo to stop this madness.
It all falls to somebody. Ooh, that's incredibly close. Time's ticking away from him here, and somebody knows the pressure's on. He starts to back away. Going to wrap around into CT. Maybe he finds something anyway to smoke it off. Allows him to cross to the site at least. Shot rains through. Somebody peeks in. Falls prey to Seized. Gambit, they're onto a 14th. And now for Tyloo, the reset comes in.
Yeah, money is just out the window here. Buntet has cash to play with, but no one else is above 3,300. This is the worst situation to be in if you're Tyloo. For any time for you to get reset has to be on the 14th round for Gambit. 2 away from getting the victory here and knocking them out of the tournament. Tyloo forcing together what they can. They have an AWP on Buntet, not exactly your typical AWPer for this team. But desperation for Tyloo in this round. The potentially penultimate round of this game, unless we see a step up from the CT side. Buntet looks to try and get aggressive up in main. He's got the AWP, but they're holding the angle. So is he. Doesn't want to over-aggress here, and luckily enough, because Mo would be ready and waiting, he'd easily catch that kill, even with a Dren close towards him as well. So Gambit holding on for the time being. And Tyloo won't be walking into their crosshairs, but as time ticks down, Gambit have to progress a little bit more. They're already walking up towards B. That's going to be seized. So some map control gain, but I don't really see any hope for Tyloo in this round unless we have Buntet really step up, because everyone else is so limited in terms of the weaponry. He's going to be holding. They walk right into it. Great shot onto a Dren. Turns back round to the door. Doge opens up, but he's not going to hit the shot. Sitting on the forklift, not exactly the best spot for the AWP, but Gambit getting ready to execute, and there's the wallbang.
Doja's been tagged low. Seized his fallen elsewhere. Hobbit promptly to get dealt with as well, and slowly but surely these Gambit numbers are just dwindling down. Doja, who was tagged earlier on, now looks to try and creep on out. Does spot Buntet. In with almost a second. Captain Mo being burnt to a crisp, gonna fall. Now it's all on Mo. 1 versus 3. Starts to make his way in. UMPRDD gonna go ahead and keep him at bay. Smoke's down. There is a man over at Forklift. The timing here is not great. Mo just scoots round the corner. Does find DD. 15 seconds left. And everyone's here for Tyloo. There should be no way back into this. A missed shot. And Tyloo, they are on to a 9th round. They're slowly but surely trying to forge this comeback.
Such quick reactions from Mo on that second shot. Not able to hit it, of course, but very, very close to the clutch there. Definitely could have been doable, but nice play from Tyloo. They do manage to pick up that force buy on the reset, so the 1-AWP, the triple UMP, and the CZ round works out wonderfully. However, how much further will this go, Harry? Because again, if Gambit find this, with Tyloo losing 3 players in the previous, again, it's a similar situation. The money far from optimal. Pause called out. Just a second taken from Tyloo to try and regain some composure. Gambit not too worried in this matchup so far. It's been very close at times, and of course we're in the 3rd map here. Tyloo have put up a hell of a fight to bring it onto Cash, but Gambit's still confident. It's actually going to be the half buy as well. We have an AK, 4 CZ, some armor and some utility. A pretty decent buy, all things considered. And Gambit leaving this round with $2,000 each per person. So knowing they're going to have $1,900 loss bonus next round without Bomb Plant, they will definitely have a buy coming forward. Bomb Plant, however, will make it that just extra little bit lucrative. Unboard aggression in mid, he gets punished, down to 10 HP. Won't be traded as he runs back towards B. That's exactly where Gambit are looking to execute, with 5 players coming in through B main. Tyloo with 2 players on the site to try and stop this madness.
inscreva is in with the first, seized the man to go down that nade. He does physically eat it. Ground. Falls back in a CT. Gambit not looking to try and rush into just yet. Into the moors of Tyloo. Stuck by, now they go running on in. Damage done to DD as he tries to hold back the push from headshot. Mo finds him. Somebody's wrapped round up to the fence. Does dispatch of Hobbit. 3-on-4 in the retake, and heavy damage done to somebody. It's going to be no easy feat to get back into this. But that's been spotted. He gets finished off, and now Mo's in with one more. Captain Mo goes down shortly after, and now on inscreva. The IGL AWPer for Tyloo, the latest addition to the squad. The pressure is on, and it's immense. He starts to creep through CT, doesn't check to his left. The Dren finds it, 3 massive frags in a crucial round. And Gambit, they will reach map and series point here.
And the counter reset again, Harry. It's been back and forth for the last 4 or so rounds, but finally Gambit, they may be able to take this here and now. Tyloo reaching deep into their pockets for the buy. They've got about 1,500 on the majority of players, some a little bit over. We have Captain Mo and Exacura on those UMPs, but how much can you really get done if you're Tyloo? Gambit have everything to play with, full weaponry after picking up that pistol buy, and now quick into middle already. Going to be looking to take control, get in their faces to Tyloo, who can't fight this middle area. They don't have the weaponry to do so, Harry. These CZs are not optimal for that position, so Gambit take it instantly, splitting the vent if need be. With the bomb going up towards Highway, they could easily take A site as well. So many options for Gambit. Well, they opt to go for. Bentet holds a connector for that aggressive push in that we saw Tyloo run, and he'll be able to catch a first kill as well. C's going down early on, so Tyloo with a man advantage. How much more can they get done? Hobbit's already on the chase. Bentet finds 2, this is maybe doable, he does. Now they have to at least hold on to this man advantage. Gambit left with 3, and Bentet trying to make a hero play gets traded. That could come back to haunt them.
Oh, they've snuck by DD. Adren hasn't cleared it, he waits, doesn't quite find it as Doja. He's the thorn in their sides. inscreva naded out of heaven, the late flank shut down from somebody. He was the linchpin. He could have made all the difference. Now it's Captain Mo and inscreva left. Now it is just inscreva once again. 1 versus 3 up in the heavens, and he doesn't get it done. Gambit, they will win this out. 16-9 on Cash. It took them a while, but they do manage to close it out in the end. Just like that, they eliminated Tyloo from IEM Katowice.
Heartbreaking loss of Tyloo as well, being able to bring it all the way to a 3rd map in a series. Some would say shouldn't have even gone past 2. But again, Gambit, they regain control coming into Cash, and they don't have too much of an issue to get rid of them. But such a shame, you know, Tyloo coming all the way to Europe. Again, same performance as Star Series. They get a couple of signs of life, but they just can't get deep in the tournament ever. Of course, they're of a different level at the moment. They're still trying to work out the kinks in their armor. You know, they've got this new roster. They've got a new IGL, a new AWPA. A lot changes for this roster, but it's nice to see signs of life. A map versus Gambit and a close loss versus Cloud9 16-14. So certainly looking good, at least being a new roster, and hopefully going forward they can have more success as well.
Yeah, no, but, you know, commiserations to them. Gambit, on the other hand, they looked good. I mean, we saw them, kind of slope off towards Overpass, but ultimately